Hi everyone. Today we're going to log into, we're going to create an account on Exercism, and we will do an exercise on there. I'll show you how to get started on that. So first you're going to type Exercism, E-X-E-R-R, it's not E-X-O-R, it's Exercism, and then go to JavaScript. And then we want to sign up. So we'll learn to master JavaScript, yes, so sign up. And so now we can just click on the sign up with GitHub right here. So I click that, and now it says, all right, asks you to it might ask you to approve, or there might be another pop-up that comes in here, but go ahead and click OK with that and accept terms of service, accept the privacy policy. Just can go through everything, confirm, accept everything. Now we want to join the JavaScript track. So let's go ahead and click on this and join the JavaScript track. Okay, so now this takes us to this screen where it says JavaScript and overview, and now the first one, this is the JavaScript track, and each one of these exercises can be done, but we're going to start with just the Hello World exercise. We're going to click this, go to Hello World exercise. And now if something happens and you get lost and you're confused of where you go, this top part here has JavaScript/exercises. You can click on exercises, and it'll take you to something that looks like this, and you'll be able to go to select whichever exercise you're going to do. We're going to do this one first. We're going to do Lucian's Luscious Lasagna second. So let's go to Hello World. And so this is, read this, help you write some JavaScript, and completing it unlocks the rest of the JavaScript track. So if we click Start an Editor, we can start this. Okay, cool. So now what we have is there's instructions that explain what to do, and then there's this Tests tab, there's this Results tab, and there's a ChatGPT, which is not really something that you have access to. Unless you want to pay money, you can go in that direction, but for now, we're wanting to go to instructions. You can read these instructions. They basically say, make this method, but we can also look at the test. This is actually how the test is written. This is how you would write a test in JavaScript. It looks like this, so it's good to look at that to understand, because we're going to be writing these tests that look like this in the future. But it has a describe block, and then it has a test, and then this is where you put the test expect, or the setup and the expect. The expect is actually the thing that actually tests it. They call this an assert. This is where we validate that the test is correct. So if we go ahead and run the tests, click this button down here, we always start by running the tests. And the tests should fail, and they do. So as you can see, this failure this is important to understand, because this is what JavaScript test failures look like. So this is saying the code was ran with this expect here is the one that failed. And it says the expected the value to be hello world, but we received goodbye Mars. Well, that makes sense because we're returning goodbye Mars right here. So let's go ahead and change this to say hello, comma, world. And then if I hit run tests, you'll see, oh, it didn't match. It failed again. But now you can see that what I typed here is down here. So we say the test failure says expected hello world, and world is spelled correctly, and it has an exclamation mark at the end of it. Well, I put an H in that world, and I didn't put an exclamation mark on it. So let me fix that. So delete the W and add the exclamation mark here. So now if I run the tests again, there you go. You've solved the exercise. So now when you're done with an exercise, you hit submit button. And now submitted via editor, and then you can basically mark this as complete. Once you finish with an exercise, mark it as completed. So let's go ahead and mark it as complete. We'll just say no, I want to mark the exercise. I just want to mark the exercise as complete. You can totally share your solution with the community if you want to do that. For now, I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to hit confirm. And then just return to hello world. And now this is marked as complete. You've completed hello world. So now if we hit discover more exercises at the top, this will take you back to your next exercises. You could also click this link to take you back to the exercises, but we'll do this because this is the thing they would like you to click. And now we're here. We're in the same place whether we go to either way, but this is the Lucian's Luscious Lasagna is where we want to go next. This is the next exercise. So we want to go in here, and we want to click Start in Editor. So now with this one, we've got a little bit more. It looks a little different. All of these here are comments. So we want to scroll past all the comments. You can read the comments because sometimes they're helpful. But, okay, the first thing that's not a comment is this variable. You can tell it's a variable because it says const preparation minutes per layer equals 2. So this is declared and initialized. But this right here gives you explanations for how these work. So this has, they talk through, this is what assignment and reassignment of a variable is. So this is creating a variable with a let keyword. This is creating a variable with a const keyword. And so this is both initializing, this is declaring, and this is initializing the variable. And so this right here, though, is just reinitializing the variable because the variable has already been declared with a let. So then this is initializing the variable again with a different value. So the variable, if you were to check my first variable, this would be assigned to this value. This would be lost and this would be lost because those are being overwritten by whatever the last assignment is. On const, you can't reassign it. So you can't actually do my first constant equals 10 down here because it won't work. But that's explaining how that works. And then talk about function declarations. This explains, it's good to it's valuable. Please read this to explain how the function declarations work. And then exposing the other files. This is very important to understand for the tests to work. We have to have an export in front of a const or in front of a function to be able to see this function in another file. This is very important for tests to be able to see these code that you've written. So instructions, let's look at the first instructions. First of all, this is the define the expected oven time in minutes. So you can read this. The first expectation is we want to create so define the expected minutes in oven, which means we want to create a variable that's a const. This is saying it's a constant, so they want it to be a const, and we want to assign it the value of 40. So let's go ahead and start by running the tests again. So if you see these tests, the test, the cert that we're looking at is right here. It says expect the minutes in oven to be 40. Well, we have a const right here that says preparation minutes per layer, but we don't have a constant that says expected minutes in oven at all. So we need to create that. So let's go ahead and create that with a const, and then just copy this, make it easy on ourselves. We'll just copy this value, the Control C, and then Control V to paste that in here. And then we're going to say equals, it's supposed to be 40. So let's make it be 40. I'm just going to type 40 because it's easy to do that. And then put a semicolon at the end. All right, so now let's run the tests. What's going on? It still says this is undefined, but we've defined it right here. Well, remember what the instructions talked about. There's the importance of creating a variable like this, but we also, very important to have an export on anything that we need to export into tests. See, you have an export here, we have an export here, we have an export here already, but we did not add an export to this variable. So now that we've added an export statement, now let's see if it can see our test. See if it can see our variable. Because the test runs in a different file. There it is. So we passed the first task. So that's all I'm going to do here. Try to accomplish the other 3 on your own, and good luck. Thanks for watching.